Life dishes out many unforeseen heartbreaks, don't it?
Yes.
Some stuff can just come out of nowhere and hit you, right? All right, so though the experience may be similar, every hurt is personal. Though the experience may be similar, every hurt is personal. Traumatic events from your past can leave you wounded. Over time, they take shape of an emotional wound itself. Follow me, y'all. Follow me. Life, like a physical wound, is always in your awareness, your perspective, and sensitive to anything that might re-injure it, and the same sensitivity often makes you even more vulnerable. So, 7 signs you have emotional wounds. Number 1, you cry easily over small things. Ghosts get locked up. You feel like you locked up with ghosts? One of your characters on TV gets shot and killed off, and you like, man, you depressed for 5 days? Something wrong with that. Is there a such thing as crying too often or too much? Some people cry while reading a sad book or watching a video of abused animals, while others cry only at funerals. It's found that women cry on an average 5.3 times per month, and men cry on an average of 1.3 times per month. So that lets you know that, women cry a lot more often than men do. Tearfulness is what they call it, is commonly associated with depression and anxiety. And this emotional state perpetuates when you've been emotionally hurt in the past, continuously or subconsciously. As a result, even the mere hint of anything that arouses emotions can cause fears to flow. 7 signs you have emotional wounds. Number 2, you lose interest in things you used to enjoy. You lose interest in things you used to enjoy. At some point in their life, most people would lose interest in things that used to excite them. Emotional hurt, however, takes this loss to its limits. It becomes impossible to find enjoyment in things that once excited you. Your emotional hurt makes even pleasure seem like a task. That's a job, just to get pleasure out of life. Your world is colored in a gloomy gray, and you don't seem to have the strength it takes to lift the paintbrush and add some bright colors to your life. Number 3, you get annoyed easily by people's behaviors. Irritability is the mustard gas of emotional pollutants. Irritability. Y'all know what mustard gas is, don't you?
Killer.
Oh, man. That's some mad stuff. You better have on a mask. And even if you got on a mask, you wasn't guaranteed. Not with them old school masks they had in World War I. Yeah, you still mess around and get blinded or something. So it says that irritability is the mustard gas of emotional pollutants. No one likes confrontation, but you can run from it for only so long. Anger has its own role. Both direct and indirect anger, or passive, is meant to communicate something important. So anger is really a way of letting you know that something is going on. What you really want is to connect and be heard. But when anger is involved, the result is often just the opposite. Once you get angry, man, it's hard to fix stuff when you're angry. It's hard to resolve stuff when you allow yourself to become angry, man. So it's best to try to control your emotions. That's what I'm talking about today, is controlling your emotions. What you really want is to connect and be heard. But when anger is involved, the result is often just the opposite. Aggression in any form, let me say it again, aggression in any form is the biggest barrier to emotionally intelligent communication. Aggression in any form is the biggest barrier to emotionally intelligent communication. People often think passive-aggressive communication is somehow better or nicer, but it's not. In fact, it may actually be worse. If you're looking for a true and meaningful connection and understanding with another person, you need a better strategy. Being compassionate with yourself and figuring out the source can help bring yourself down when you're feeling on edge. 7 signs you have emotional wounds. Number 4, you feel worthless and hopeless. Anybody ever felt like that? How can you increase your sense of worth? Can you earn it through what you do? Happiness is not obtained solely by achievements. Let's hear that. Happiness, can you earn it through what you do? Happiness is not obtained solely by your achievements. Self-worth based on accomplishments is false self-esteem. If you're going by your accomplishments, your degrees, your car, your clothes, your outward appearance, and if all of that is all you bring to the table, that's false self-esteem. So you feel worthless and hopeless. You better put value into you if you want to feel like you're about something, because if you put the value in stuff outside of you, you're going to feel worthless and hopeless. But when you got your value is in you, and you carry it around with you, you know you got gold inside of you. You treat yourself different when you feel like that. Another person might hop in a Lamborghini, man, and they feel like now I'm somebody. I ain't got to do that to feel like I'm somebody. I got to wait. If I wake up with God's breath in my body, I'm somebody already. You earn it through what you do. Happiness is not obtained solely by your achievements. Self-worth based on accomplishments is false esteem. Feeling worthless often involves a sense of hopelessness and insignificance. Such feelings often arise commonly due to abuse or trauma or difficult situations that pose a threat to a person's sense of oneself. Pinpointing the cause behind these toxic thoughts can help you to understand and address factors that contribute to low self-esteem. 7 signs you have emotional wounds. Number 5, you keep replaying the bad memories in your head. You're ruminating. You keep thinking about your past. You keep thinking about the opportunities you lost. You keep thinking about your mistakes you made. You keep thinking about the people you hurt along the way. And as long as you keep doing that, your self-esteem is going to suffer. Because some of y'all are in your 30s, some of y'all in your 40s, some of y'all in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and you still beating up on a 25-year-old you. You keep replaying the bad memories in your head. Is your head filled with one single thought or a string of thoughts that keep repeating themselves? The process of continually thinking about the same thought, which tends to be sad or dark, is called rumination. Your history of emotional or physical trauma makes you believe that by ruminating, you'll gain insight into your life or a problem you're facing. Like when a ball is rolled downhill or a boulder starts rolling downhill, it's easier to stop the ruminating thoughts when they first start rolling and have less speed than when they've gathered speed over time. It helps to identify your trigger and find a distraction to break your thought cycle. Breaking the thought cycle helps to challenge on the onslaught of negative thoughts. 7 signs you have emotional wounds. And number 6, you feel too much until you are numb. You feel everything. You feel when somebody walk past you and look at you funny, you feeling that. You don't even know the person. And here it is later on in the day, you still, oh man, that person was looking at me. What was they looking at me like that? You're just feeling everything. And you're going to feel every single thing until eventually you go numb. Because when you go through so much pain and so much trauma and it's so painful, your body has to protect you. That's like a person who's up in a tree and he's trying to cut down a branch and somehow the chainsaw gets loose and cut his arm off and he falls down out the tree. And he's on the ground and he's dazed and he like look up and blood squirting out his arm and this, you don't even feel it. Because that's so much pain that the body is trying to protect you from it. It goes numb. Sometimes we do that emotionally, we go numb, where we don't feel anything because we don't experience so much pain. An emotional wound can also trigger what is called apathy. Emotional hurt causes you an emotional overload to the point that you become numb. It's a form of self-defense against further hurt. Apathy is a feeling, but it's also an attitude. And sadly, the attitude is one of unconcern, unresponsiveness, and detachment. Emotional hurt zaps you of so much energy that you feel drained, almost too paralyzed to act, and certainly without the will to do so. This is why apathetic individuals are easily identified by their passiveness. Your interest in confronting life's challenges is in jeopardy. You just don't care anymore. Whatever happens. That's that person, man, who's apathetic. They don't care about life no more. Emotional wound can also trigger what is called apathy. Emotional hurt causes you an emotional overload to the point that you become numb. It's a form of self-defense against future hurt. Apathy is a feeling, but it's also an attitude. And sadly, the attitude is one of unconcern, unresponsiveness, and detachment. Emotional hurt zaps you of so much energy that you feel drained, almost too paralyzed to act, and certainly without the will to do so. This is why apathetic individuals are easily identified by their passiveness. Your interest in confronting life's challenges is in jeopardy. You just don't care anymore whatever happens. To overcome this stagnancy within, you must be willing to commit to giving this apathy the fight of its existence, even though doing so feels like it will take a lot more energy and effort than you're capable of. 7 signs you have emotional wounds. And the final one, number 7, you feel confused and stuck. Ever have times when you feel trapped or restless? I felt like that before. Trapped or restless, like I'm spinning my wheels, like I'm not going nowhere. Where the life you're living doesn't seem anything like the life you wanted, as if on autopilot, going through the motions, but feeling unsatisfied. Our instincts are to shake things up a little, change your job, or go on a vacation, but that provides only a temporary, not permanent solution. Instead, the true solution lies within. It's important to do away with your negative perceptions about yourself that interfere with thinking and problem solving. 7 signs you have emotional wounds. Number 1, you cry easily over small things. Number 2, you lose interest in things you used to enjoy. Number 3, you get annoyed easily by people's behaviors. Number 4, you feel worthless and hopeless. Number 5, you keep replaying the bad memories in your head. Number 6, you feel like you feel too much until you're numb. And then the final one, number 7, is you feel confused and stuck.